It's your girl Rack Famous Star. I am here to talk about episode 10 of Big Brother. Oh my gosh. Okay, so going into this episode, I already knew that it was just going to be crazy because of some spoilers that I watched about just how crazy the house guests are. And you can kind of already tell this season that I feel like that this season is set up for Paul to win. Because I'm a Paul fan, I don't mind it. But if I wasn't a Paul fan, then I would definitely see a problem with it. Leave in the comments what you guys are feeling or how you feel if this season's catered to Paul or if it's not. Alright, so the episode left off with Dominique and Jessica on the block. I feel like these were good nominations. Didn't make too many waves. I feel like Jessica, everybody wanted her to go up on the block. Yeah. Everybody wanted her to go up on the block just because it was fresh off of Cody's eviction. And Dominique, all that stuff has been going around with Dominique and Mark. Mark isn't really that great of a player quite yet, and Dominique, she does have a better social game. But I feel like if she could have just kind of kept quiet and talked with her alliance, she probably could have came out better. And you'll see as we go on. You guys watched it, but I think she could have came out better if she would have just pretended to like her alliance. I don't know, or let's just keep going. So Dominique feels like Paul and Elena knew about the plan to put her up on the block because they were acting, I guess, strange around her a few days before, probably like right after Alex's win and then before nominations. And I don't watch the feeds as much as I wanted to, but I don't know. I feel like people do it to themselves. I don't think it was all them. I don't think it was all her. But, hey. But you know what was funny? I thought that was funny that Mark was crying in the DR. He was like boo-hoo, like, I was like, dang. Like, he was crying about how Dominique is his friend. He's sad that she's on the block and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you need to, like, soak up them tears because ain't nobody got time for that. Dominique is in the bathroom, in the HOH bathroom, a little bit more private, and she is praying to God, which I am all about. I will pray, amen. But if anyone can clarify what language that was, please let me know. Leave it in the comments or private message me or whatever. Because it sounded very, like, like, I don't know. I would like to know more about it, but I don't know if that was like coded prayer. I don't know. But she said she was talking to God about who this snake is, and God says Paul's name 3 times, and so she feels like Paul's a snake. I mean, she is right. I feel like she knew this going into this before the prayer, but God just really spoke to her and told her that, Paul is a snake. And then when she comes out of the bathroom, Paul is there and talks to her, but the conversation does not go well. She is I think she's trying not to come off as that angry black woman, which I commend her for, but I think how it came off was very, like, attitudey, not attitudey, but tooty, very, like, smart ass. That's how I think. She's like, like, bitch, if somebody did that in my face, okay, fuck it, conversation over. So, I don't know, I didn't really like how she was going with that. She felt like she could have been more genuine, or at least fake like she was genuine. But, so, Paul says, like, hey, if this ship, like, sinks soon, I may have to jump off. And she was like, like, you're not going to stick by me? No one's gonna stay on a sinking ship. They're not as dumb as Jessica was. That's why she's on the block, because she's because she stayed on Cody's sinking ship. So no. All right, so let's move on to the players for the veto competition. So Alex, Jessica, and Dominique got to obviously play. Alex picked Kevin. I think Dominique picked Christmas, and then Jessica, she got to pick house guest choice, and she picked Jason because she really has nobody, but Jason would have had more of a chance to use it on her, and which she was right. If Jason did have the opportunity, he talked about potentially using it on Jessica to take her down and work with her because they are closer. If they're closer than other people, especially since Cody left. All right, so the power of veto. I'm gonna say I don't know what I'm trying to say. The power of veto competition is called Temple of Temptation. I think they're really going for this temptation theme this year, right? It's I feel like it's a little too much. I feel like every action doesn't need a reaction. Every single one doesn't need something. Every competition, you open the fridge and, you open your eyes. If you choose to open your eyes and this happens, I feel like it's a little too much. I mean, I liked it at first, but maybe that's why they're stopping the Den of Temptation after this week, because it would have gotten real old real quick. I wonder what the difference was between week 1's voting surge and the voting numbers, and then week 2's, because I do think Christmas got a lot, but I think it was a huge amount week 1 because everyone was trying to save Paul, and then week 2 it was less because I know I didn't vote as much because I was well, I mean, Paul's already safe. And I voted for Christmas because I liked her, but week 3 I voted 2 days maybe, or 1, I don't even know. So I don't know, they're probably stopping it because it's getting pointless to do. I wonder how much money it costs to do that. But anyways, let's keep going. So the Temple of Temptation, it was very similar kind of to that. It was a competition they had a few weeks ago. I want to say it was an HOH competition where they had to go across beams. But this one, they had to cross a wobbly beam that they had to cross it 50 times. So they had to cross it, hit a buzzer, come back, go around their little podium, and they had to do it without falling off, because if they fell off, then the time started over. So Christmas couldn't compete. I think she is a few weeks away from competing though, because the doctors had said she's healing up pretty well, and yeah, I think she has a smaller cast on now. I'll probably watch the feeds after this to kind of see and give you guys more information. But I think these harder competitions where you have to be more active are detrimental to her. And she did feel really sad because I think she would have rocked at this. She probably would have won. And so Kevin was not doing very well. He kept falling off. I felt so bad for him. You just don't, sometimes your balance isn't that good as you get older. You lose things, and he's double the age of some of the house, double and a half. Not double and a half, but he's double the age of at least Ramsey's. Maybe double and a half now that I think about it. But hey, so Kevin took the temptation, and it was $27 that he won. So hey. So it ended up being really close between Jason and Alex, because Dominique ended up falling off. She was in a 3rd or 4th place. Her and Jessica were both going back to 3rd or 4th place, and they both ended up falling off, so they had to start over. And so Jason and Alex didn't fall off, and they were really close. They were within seconds of each other, because Alex really started to beef it up. But Jason's longer steps ended up giving him the win. So Jason won POV. And so Paul has his plan. He told Alex about his plan for Jason to take down Jessica, because Jessica's not really a thing anymore. Jason to take out Jessica and replace with Mark, because Mark is going to be the only one to rally votes to keep Dominique. And they want to ensure that Dominique goes this week. So they want to take down Jessica, put up Mark, because then Mark is not going to vote. He can't vote. He's not going to rally. But then you ensure that Elena votes to keep Mark, and then that ensures like the rest of, not the rest, but a good amount of people to keep Mark. But he tells this to Alex first, and he tells her like, okay, I got a plan. And then when he leaves the room, he goes and tells Jason, hey, did you hear about Alex's plan? I was like, oh my gosh, that's not her plan. But anyways, so Paul says he goes back in there and he says he will agree to her plan if they let Mark know. And I was like, I just could not believe that he is really running her HOH. Like, these are his nominations, these are his thoughts, and she's just kind of like, yeah, she's the one that has a final decision, but she's not really thinking of stuff to do on her own. So Mark doesn't feel safe as a pawn. I mean, who would? Pawns go home. And Mark said he's not going to campaign for or against her to, for Dominique, but he's not going to vote against her. So they kind of have a dilemma there because they don't want Dominique to miraculously get enough votes or even for it to be tied. So I kind of see where they're going for it. Dominique ends up talking to Jason, and she tells him to keep his friends close and enemies closer. And Dominique, she also talks to Alex. She waits for her actually outside I think she came from the DR, and tells her that the snake is Paul, because she's been going around saying someone in my group is a snake. Is there a snake? They've been saying all this stuff about me that's not true. And she wants to call a house meeting. I'm guessing this house meeting was very, very early because it was dark in the room that Dominique was sleeping, and she was laying down. I mean, I don't know. She was laying down like it was not nighttime, but maybe early in the morning. So they have this impromptu house meeting, and I think at first it was only a few people, and then a few more people started trickling in. They didn't show us the whole thing, which I wish they would have, but hey. So they're literally yelling at each other in the HOH room. They did a hashtag snake pit because, I mean, I think she was calling Paul the main snake, but everyone else, because they didn't have her back like she had theirs. Whew, I don't know. I feel like this conversation is more painting Dominique out to look worse and Paul not to look better, but it's just, whatever. They still all glorify Paul. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think Dominique is helping her case right now at all. I think she could be a lot better and stronger as a person and a player, but hey, I don't know. So Mark, he talks to Jalix. That's my name for Jason and Alex. He talks to Jalix, and he tells them not to put him up on the block, and he tells them that he will vote with them, to evict Dominique because he's trying to say anything to save his butt. And he's obviously lying. He just doesn't want to be put up. He wants that veto competition to happen. Then technically he can do whatever he wants. I mean, it's his vote. So the veto competition happens, and they do their speeches. And it was like regular, like, if you feel like it's in your heart to save me, then please do. And they both sit down. And, well, Dominique does call Paul for being a snake. And she calls it Elena as well. And then after, Jason, he kind of asked a rhetorical question, and he made it more, I guess, interactive. And I like that. Knowing damn well he wasn't going to use it on her, at least. And he ends up not using the veto, so the nominations stay the same. Jessica or Dominique will be going home tomorrow. Let me know in the comments who you guys want to go home. I would like Jessica to go home, but I wouldn't mind Dominique. I only want Jessica to go home because we know that Cody may come back in the house. So if Jessica goes home, not home, but, is evicted, then they both have to compete, and then we ensure that they both don't come back in. So, I don't know. That's my hope. I don't think Dominique is going to have as much of a following, and they can really get her out the next week. I hope she does not win the Halting Hex. I really don't know. Maybe Jessica, now that she's better, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. It's been fun. It's been real. Thanks for watching. Bye.